What's going on, leaders? Today we are looking at the knockout stage of the World Cup, and we're going to be picking who we think is going to advance. So without further ado, let's get into the video. The knockout stage is going on right now. I'll show you guys real quick. All right, so today we had two games. No, yesterday this was 3 games today. Yeah. So yesterday was Canada versus South Africa. Canada actually went ahead and won that game 1-0, and that's very big for Canada, right? Just because coming into this World Cup where they are, one of the hosting nations, being Canada, America, or United States, I should say, and Mexico. They actually did pick up their first win. Obviously, they advanced to the knockout stages, and they actually won their first ever game in the knockout stages. So big up for Canada. Getting the result versus South Africa, and they'll play the winner of tonight's Netherlands and Morocco game, which is currently tied 0-0. I have it played on Telemundo on my phone. All right, and then we can see that Stefan Estaquio scored. I've never heard of that player, which is kind of crazy. Probably plays the MLS. I have watched the Canadian Soccer League. I was at a pub one time, and they just had the game on. Quality of footy's not very great over there. Plays at Los Angeles FC. Okay, so he's in the MLS, and he's on loan from Primera Liga Club Porto. Anyway, so yeah, they went ahead and advanced Canada, and then the first game of today was Brazil versus Japan, and this game was absolutely insane. This game saw Japan winning 1-0 in the 29th minute, and then Casemiro scored in the 56th minute, and then Gabriel went ahead and finished the game in extra time. Shout out to one of the gunners, Gabriel Martinelli, for getting that done. Yeah, this guy just scores clutch goals. He was not starting today. He came off the bench and he scores. We see him do that for Arsenal all the time and time again. And yeah, as you can tell from this game, they absolutely dominated. I mean, 20 shots, 7 on goal. There's nothing to shy away from. The next game was Germany versus Paraguay. Me and my dad watched this game actually, and I was practicing my Telemundo voice. So Germany, how you say Germany in Spanish is Alemania. Alemania, right? But for some reason I kept saying it wrong, so you can make it funny. But yeah, so I was doing my Telemundo voice. In Telemundo, el partido es Alemania versus Paraguay. There's something wrong. Yeah, Paraguay actually. I don't like the way that Germany plays. All right, I said it. I used to really be a fan of the German national team when they won back in 2014 against Argentina. You had the Meza Ozu, Mario Götze when he was good. Andre Schürrle. I was a big Andre Schürrle guy, even though he played for Chelsea. I was a big fan of Andre Schürrle's game. Because in FIFA 14, he was an absolute beast. Thomas Muller. I think Miroslav Klose was playing at the time too. So, that's really around the time I really started getting into footy. So I was a big fan of the German national team, but I just don't like the way they play. I don't like Kai as a striker. I think it's hard to describe why I don't like him as a striker because he gets goals, but he just does it in such a weird, unorthodox way. And like he was the biggest youngster coming out of Bayern Leverkusen as a center attacking mid, and then Netherlands scored. Oh, they fought for that. Netherlands versus Morocco. Wow, Netherlands scored. It was Broby. 71st minute. Anyway, so yeah, Paraguay actually was 1-on-1 with the goalkeeper, and they just got too fancy with it and didn't put it in the back of the net. Great penalty shootout though. Of course, Kai Havertz missed. Arsenal and penalties aren't something that go well together, especially in European competitions. Bukayo Saka. I didn't say that. Somebody else did. Nah, I can't lie to y'all. Anyway, so yeah. Next game after that is, of course, what I'm watching now, Netherlands versus Morocco. It does look like they're giving them the goal, even though I think Morocco fouled them before. They're putting the back of the net. So now let's get into like the other games that are happening. So tomorrow the first game is gonna be Cote d'Ivoire versus Norway. I think Norway cruises past them. I don't even know what Cote d'Ivoire or Ivory Coast, if you don't say it that way, is. They finished second in their group. So yeah, I think Norway absolutely tramples them. If you look at Cote d'Ivoire's record, lost to Germany 2-1, beat Curacao 2-0, and beat Ecuador 1-0. I remember that was the first game. Um, Again, not a bad team, but it's like it takes a lot to stop Erling Haaland and then having a great passer of the ball. Um, feeding him, that being an Odegaard, is not really something that anybody should take for granted. And I see them advancing, which means it will be Brazil versus Norway. Telemundo, right? Because that's why I watch it, because I have Peacock. So I'm watching all the games in Spanish, unless I'm at a pub. I don't have cable because it's 2026. Why are you paying $200 a month to watch TV? That shit's online. Well, hello, right? So that means I think it's gonna be Brazil versus Norway. We're not getting to that. We're not getting to the round of 16. This video, we're just talking about the round of 32. So yeah, I think Norway beats Cote d'Ivoire. Then the next game is gonna be France versus Sweden. Shout out my boy D-Mark. He's going to that game actually. I hope you have fun, bud. Um, and then France versus Sweden. I mean France. In my World Cup prediction video, I had France winning the whole thing. I don't think it stops there. I was thinking that Sweden could do very good, but seeing the way that the Netherlands absolutely picked them apart, I don't see that happening. And Victor Gyökeres is moving like a clunky bastard as always. So, listen, you'll hear me hate a lot of my Arsenal players. It's all love. Trust me, I'm just from New York. Like, this is just how it works. That's just how it works. You complain about everything about sports teams, even if we're doing good. This one, I thought Morocco was going to beat Netherlands, but you never know. Yeah, so France beats Sweden. Again, they're my favorites to win the whole thing. All right, so and then there's one more game tomorrow. Mexico versus Ecuador. That's gonna be a good game. Uh, the Mexican fans are saying that this is the best Mexican team ever, and where's it being played? And it's in Mexico City, so obviously Mexico's gonna win. That's at least my thinking of it. So advance Mexico. I don't see them getting past the game after that because they're gonna face either Norway or Brazil. All right, so England versus DR Congo. DR Congo is actually pretty good. They have some good attackers. They have Aaron Wan-Bissaka. They have some good defenders. I still take England to win it just because semifinals where we had them losing to Argentina. Foreshadowing. I think that might be what's gonna happen. Next game of that day is going to be Belgium versus Senegal. I'm not a big believer in Belgium. I used to really put them up there as everybody else did, but people always say, "Watch out for Belgium this year. Watch out for Belgium," and then they lose horribly. So I like the Senegal team. I like Sar. Who else am I thinking of? Idrissa Gueye, I believe, plays for them as well. Out of where does Idrissa Gueye play? Does he still play in Everton? Yes. Sinatra with the ball knowledge, man. I mean, come on. Is this? Do you guys picking up what I'm picking up about me, myself, and I? Sinatra knows ball, man. Fuck what anybody gotta say. Fuck what anybody gotta say. um, yeah. Who does Senegal have? Let's see. Let's go to their first game. They'll put their best lineup out. Oh, the Nicholas Jackson, Sadio Mane. Yeah, how did I forget about that? Talking about having good ball knowledge. Koulibaly, Edouard Mendy, who's people aren't the biggest fan of. Sar off the bench. Let's look at Belgium. This is gonna be a good game. I honestly believe so. De Bruyne, Doku. Yeah, I mean I forgot how good their attack is. Just to go. Belgium is usually fast as well. I don't know these defenders. This for Club Brugge. You know what? I'm gonna say it. I got Senegal. I'll be that guy. I think that they got rapid players. I don't know if Mane is as fast as he used to be because he's getting up there. You have Sar coming off the bench. Nikolai Jackson is a goal threat. Who's their right winger? They're in a really hard group. Sar. Who am I thinking? Oh, there's two Sars. Which is the one that plays for Crystal Palace? He didn't used to play for Crystal Palace. He played for like Watford. Bro, I know this. I know. I play FIFA, dog. Let's be real. I play FIFA, dog. I play FIFA, dog. Fuck you mean? What about this one? Are they brothers? I think they're gonna be too fast for them. You know, like, is this just like common last names? I guess it's two gay brothers. It's two gay brothers. That's their last name, all right. I'm not making fun of anybody. Their name is Gay. Gay. Idrissa Gay. Right before I get TOS. Not making fun of anybody. That's their name. I can't even see. That's their name. You see it? Okay. Now let's resume. I think they're gonna be too fast for him. So we got something to live in. Next game, the last game of that day, which I'll be sure watching, is USA versus Bosnia. Bosnia got manhandled by Switzerland. USA is a host nation. We're gonna go with USA. I don't think that's too out of the blue to say. Then we got two more match days. We have July 2nd. So we have Spain, Austria, Portugal, Croatia. So this is the last game. And then Switzerland and Algeria. Thursday's not going to be too fun. The first game is coming off with a banger. Spain versus Austria. Gonna go Spain. I don't see any reason why you wouldn't go with Spain. Next game, Portugal and Croatia. That's gonna be a tough one, right? Because Portugal has the team on paper, and Croatia, seeing some success recently in nation tournaments, i.e. Euros, World Cup, making the final against France when they lost 2 World Cups ago. I mean, I think on paper, you have to put Portugal through. I think that's what I'm going to do. It's because, the players that led Croatia got old and now they replaced them. I'm talking about, your Modric's, your Rakitich's, your Ivan Perisic's. So, they still have Kovacic, though. But I think Portugal, just like the way that they're organizing footy, I see them going through. So, Portugal versus Spain in the round of 16 for me. And then we have last game of match week 3 in the knockouts, round of 32. Switzerland and Algeria. I don't know. I don't know. That's a very even matchup, I would say. Let's see. I'm gonna look at their teams. Like I said, I know Switzerland beat the crap out of Bosnia 4-1. Yeah, and they tied to Qatar, and Qatar is infamously bad. I like Brilliant Bolo. He's getting up there now. Again, not the most convincing performances until they played Bosnia. They beat Canada, but Canada's not that good. Let's look at Algeria. I think they still have, yeah, Riyad Mahrez. They still have Mahrez. I don't know anybody in this team, so for Zidane and Mahrez and Hassim Arwar. Let's give it to Switzerland. I think they got it, but that game could go anyway. Last game of match of the round of 32 knockout stage is going to be. So we got Colombia and Ghana. This is pretty late. Australia and Egypt, and Argentina and Cabo Verde. 1400s. This is the first game of the day. Australia versus Egypt. Australia has not done anything to convince me that they're not going to get bounced, so I'm going to go with Egypt on this one. Quite easy group for Messi as well. And then we go, Cabo Verde versus Argentina. That goalkeeper from Cabo Verde is getting very popular on social media. I think his name is Bozinho. He hasn't played against Messi. He has no idea what's coming to him. Obviously, Argentina advanced. In the last game of the round of 32, we got Colombia and Ghana. I'm gonna go Ghana because the only performance I've seen from Colombia that I liked was versus Portugal when they held them to 0-0. Like they get small wins. Uzbekistan, I mean, you should beat Uzbekistan. I think everybody in the tournament should beat Uzbekistan except for like Qatar. Um, they beat the DR Congo. they got scrappy wins, but ultimately, I liked Ghana's performance against England, holding them to 0-0. That's a very big performance. Again, they only beat Panama by 1, and they lost to Croatia. Croatia's a pretty good team. Jordan Ayew, big fan of his. So they have Semenyo as well, who's an absolute baller. Thomas Partey, who is former Arsenal guy. Always got to bring him back to Arsenal. And then so let me get Ghana on that one. So that's who I think is going to be advanced round of 16 in the World Cup. So I think it's going to be Paraguay versus France. I think it's going to be Canada versus the Netherlands, as they are winning in the 89th minute. But my original thought was that Morocco wins. Next is Portugal versus Spain. Not a surprise. USA versus Senegal. I think Senegal is going to beat Belgium. Then I think it's going to be Brazil versus Norway. Mexico, because they're playing in Mexico City, the capital of Mexico. Mexico versus England. And then Argentina versus Egypt. Messi versus Salah. And then, what do you say? Switzerland versus Ghana. Yep. So Messi has like the easiest group. France. Really, the only big competition France can see is like Netherlands, and then USA has to be in that group of Portugal and Spain, so that's not too good. Oh, Morocco tied it! Oh, Telemundo. But I tell y'all, I told y'all I was thinking Morocco was gonna get it done. All right, now we can't stop streaming now. Now we can't. Now we can't stop. We can't stop streaming now. Van Dijk is overrated. I've been saying that. Van Dijk's overrated. He's a big coverage guy. Doesn't want to get involved in the dirty stuff. Pause. Pause. But yeah, I think France gonna win. So they should have called that a free kick. Right, so that was our World Cup round of 32 video predictions of who we think is making it to the round of 16. Appreciate you guys for watching.